Welcome to Conversations with Kayakjak, the podcast where we dive deep into the exhilarating world of kayak fishing. Join us as we paddle through Kayakjak's journey, his guest tips for gearing up, the techniques that reel in the big ones, and the unforgettable stories of their fishing escapades. Whether you're a seasoned angler or just starting out, Kayakjak's conversations with others and their insights will inspire you to get out on the water and embrace the thrill of kayak fishing. So grab your paddle, settle in, and let's embark on this exciting journey together. Welcome to Conversations with Kayakjak, the podcast where we dive deep into the exhilarating world of kayak fishing.
We'll get the intro done. He doesn't want to stop. Oh my gosh. I told you guys. Are you guys on here?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on a second. We're in here double. Okay. All right. Here we go. Are you there?
You hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, you guys probably have heard that I'm like the Bill Dance of podcasts. All the bloopers. So yeah, we had a intro there, but it was double music because I had the screen up. Somehow I logged out, logged back in, and I got in twice. So, but thanks for being here, you guys. We got Clayton Westgate and Brandon Elrod of Kayak Kushion with us. And the email just came in from Attorney X I was waiting for, so that's good. We got a lot of people on here already, and kind of excited to get it going. Guys, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, there's like 5 million podcasts out there, and 4 million of them have to do with kayak fishing. So, we're not a podcast, you guys, of like, oh, we're going to be every Tuesday night at 9 or whatever. It's just random, man. So we just get on here and go, and we just want to make things better for everybody. So what we got tonight, though, is something unique that has been going on for a few years, and it started with my kids, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But first of all, Clayton Westgate, where are you from, Clayton?
I am from Kansas, from Gardner, Kansas.
Nice. And we're from Kansas City.
It's about 15 minutes southwest of Kansas City.
Okay. We got to stop right there, Elrod. We got to stop right there. You're not going to believe this, Clayton. One of my student teachers, I work as an adjunct for Peru State College here. I'm I guess a professor. I have a student teacher that I'm supervising, and she is from Gardner, Kansas.
Yeah.
Do you know her?
There's a lot of schools down here, and it's supposed to be a really good district. I hope so, because I got 2 kids in it. But my wife actually worked for the district for 3 or 4 years until just recently.
Okay, well, her name is Kaylin Platt from Gardner, Kansas.
Yeah.
You know her?
I don't know her.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, no.
Okay, she's a basketball player. Anyway, she's student teaching, and I'm working with her. But that's ironic how you're from Gardner, Kansas. She is too. There's always these connections. So. Thanks. And then, and of course, you fish from a kayak most of the time, right?
Yes, I've got a boat also, but I just don't hardly ever use it anymore unless I'm going out with the family.
No. You didn't cut one of those kayaks up and put it in your boat, did you?
No, they're too expensive to cut up.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, in the contest that you achieved the goal with, it doesn't matter anyway. So,
no.
But I want to ask you though. I'm gonna flat out before I get to Brandon. Did you use a kayak cushion at all?
Yeah, I have 2 of them in my kayak.
I'm gonna tell you, Brandon. We need 2 of them for what we were doing.
Yeah, I actually have. I've actually owned 4 of them now because I lost my whole seat on one of my trips this year, so I had to buy another set of them.
Wow. Okay. Well, Brandon, can you do us a favor?
Thank you.
Can you hold up his brand new seat that he's going to win here or get in the mail? Look at that, baby.
That looks nice.
You earned that. So
you got And I got a Bertha in there for you. You can, if you want firm or soft, just let me know, man. I
Yeah.
had some soft Berthas in my truck from packing orders
Yeah.
today, so I'll get you set up. Just let me know.
Nice. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. We got people still hopping on. Okay, Brandon, you're the originator of the Kayak Cushion, and we brought you on here because we want to talk about the Kayak Cushion tonight because I don't think anybody's ever really talked about you that much.
Well, I appreciate you having me, Marty. And yeah, it's been a fun journey. When I met you, I had just pretty much one of the first events I ever worked. I think was at KBF that me and you talked about. We talked about your trooper that you've had forever. I was trying to buy that thing off of.
Oh, everybody tries to buy that. I still have it. It's getting worked on right now.
I was hoping you would. I was hoping to like a podcast studio made out of it or something. That'd be pretty sweet. But
actually, it's in my will. It is in my will, and I am not telling anybody who it's willed to.
That's pretty awesome. But
isn't that cool? It's not, and it's no one in our family.
I must be a special person then.
It is a special person. It's not my wife though.
Yeah,
although she's special to me, but no. But yeah, that's funny how you say that. And if you can move to your left a little bit, there you go, Brandon. Now you're okay. There you go. Anyway, so you originator of and I got some great questions for you. I hope on that. But you live where, Brandon?
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
I love that place. Although,
born and raised.
Wow.
Yep. Went to the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. So
really,
did
you do any sports there?
I finished my last 2 years. I played college baseball at Chat State, and then I had Tommy John, and the arm wore out, and I wanted to do school, so I finished at UTC. That's where I got my kinesiology and biomechanics, my bachelor's degree. So that's what it's kind of how it all panned together on the cushion side of it.
Yeah. So that's how you develop. We're going to talk about that here, but so do you do anything besides the kayak cushion?
Not now. Full entrepreneur with this now, since I've got other products underneath the Cushion company name now.
Nice. Wow. Mm-hmm. I want to share this on the kayak bass fishing site. So if somebody would take that link and share it over there, that'd be kayak bass fishing place. I can't find it on my phone here while I'm talking to you guys, but usually I can find it, but it's not on my feed. So I don't know. One of those deals here. Anyway, so this is full time, and we're gonna. By the way, what I want to do though here, Clayton, I want to go to his website here. You have a very nice looking website. By the way, you've got Christine Fisher I saw on there.
Mm-hmm.
And
first one's very thankful. She's had a cushion for many years for R&D, so very thankful.
Yeah, nice. We're going to share that here in a second, but if I can get it to go, it's not probably in there yet. But so I'm going to add it in front of us.
Okay.
But let's talk about it here. So the kayak cushion and do you sell mainly to kayakers?
Just a couple. There's one of the new products right there.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yep. Yeah. So I'll give a shout out to the guy that does it for me, Steven Johnson. He does website design. I had my one I launched.
You there? Uh-oh, he froze up. Oh no. Where you at, Brandon? Okay, well, if you can hear me, Brandon, he left. He's coming back. Okay, in the meantime, Clayton, here he comes.
I don't know what happened. Just said reconnecting on me. Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right. We were just getting ready to talk about some other stuff here, and then now I'm gonna bring it back on there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's a facelift on that from when I originally launched the company. I needed someone with a little more expertise with all the different brands and some better pictures, lifestyles, showing the straps, showing the difference, showing how, the cam buckles, strapped to the seat to secure it. So when you're traveling, showing that you can buy just covers if someone's had it for a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to upgrade your insert, over time, it can wear down if you've had one for 5-6 years, like some of these customers have, but it's sewn here. made in Chattanooga. So all from the foam to the process I do of putting the silicone in it, it's a from start to scratch. So pretty proud of how that.
So is that your poster child there?
That would be a rainbow trout influencer, I guess, on that one. Would be.
Rainbow trout. All right. I'm gonna go pass that to Christine here because this is a rated G show.
There you go. There you go.
So you can see them there in Christine's, and you, of course, you can. I don't understand. Do you make the covers yourself, or do you have a company that screens those for you? Or
So I have a company that does screen them for me now. When we first started out, I was doing them, but
yeah,
like you'll see the fish pattern ones on there. I dye sub those myself. Like that blanket one underneath her. Those are a transfer process on those. But yeah, the screen, like the fish ops one down there, KBF one. So yeah, it's just developed, and I do custom ones now that you can just go onto the website, put your artwork in there. I was working on those today, so if you have a brand or if you're wanting anything on there, so yeah.
now you got a lot of stuff. I like this site's easy to use. It looks like too.
It's a lot better than it was whenever I was my own web developer. I will tell you that it was. Yeah, so it's Steven Johnson who's been doing that for me. So
nice. And Guillermo Gonzalez, the other half of Christine Fisher, there.
Yeah, he's with hunting and fishing, needing to wear and tear of all the elements. So it's nice to have people that are really putting in a lot of water time on the products, like you, Marty, and Clayton. So it's
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna tell you a story here in a second on it, but tell us about this other product that's out. It looks like a back brace.
Actually, it is a holster for carrying on the water. If you're
I carry my gun in my holster.
Yes. So I have same cover material that's breathable. It's neoprene sewn here. It's got the same silicone insert in between the two pieces. Goes inside your belt loop, gives you the point of contact. So a lot of people I know do carry on the water, boat ramps. You get some camping, some kind of sketchy places. So just kind of came about it naturally. So there's a compact and a subcompact, and if you're one of those people that do carry, if you don't, no hard feelings, but I do know quite a few. So it was that's the newest product we've launched. So yeah,
that's I call it the Karen compact case for Karen.
Yeah, I played with it, and it's been it's had great feedback so far. But yeah, that is the newest product, just launched first of the year.
And it goes on your leg or your arm?
No, it's your belt loop right there. It goes right inside.
Your belt loop.
It's got the two buckles. That's made by an American company. Those that have the rivets on it. They go on it. So
nice. So it's not just for kayaks. You could carry it anywhere.
I walked the dogs this afternoon with it. So yeah, nice. It's you don't feel it on there. And then once again, it's the same breathable concept as the Kushion with it. So it won't grow mold, antimicrobial. Very durable. So I've had one for about a year now.
Nice.
So launched that.
And what's the price on those? I don't see that.
$59.99 on those.
Okay.
And be looking on it for a promotion. We're probably going to run going into spring. For people buying a Kushion, probably do some type of discount with the tucked. We're just working on how we want to do it. Just if you want to do buy one get one half, just get people trying it, because the ones that have so far have enjoyed it. It's just something a little different angle, but there's not really one for on the water. But yeah, t-shirts, all the Kush for the tush shirts, some tie-dye hats and stuff.
Yeah, I was at I'll get back to this deal here and get that out there. Let me stop. Let me move from scene. What I wanted to say was I was at a show you were at. I can't remember what was at. It might have been the one down south, and it was nonstop for customers coming up and looking at them or buying them.
That's shows of I don't do a ton of them just because still the manufacturing side of it. I have to ship the orders out timely, and I just put a special model on Amazon actually of kind of a truck seat version of it for kayaks. It's got like a non-slip bottom with no straps on it, but shows is great because I actually get people to try it. If you're just looking at it, you always have the keyboard warriors that what's this? I use a Lowe's pad. And that's great too. But so did I. I used all that before too. So I'll be East Tennessee Fishing Show, River Sports. They're going to have them in their booth. I'm not setting up. Yak Gadget, they're going to have some in his booth up there. But I'll be at the Bassmaster in Knoxville. I'll have a booth there with everything there.
Nice. Here's one, Trevor Wagner. I know Trevor. I think he's from Texas. I love my kayak cushion. I got the Freedom Squad designed one. I have it since Tulsa Classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a very limited run I ran for them. Yeah, that's like maybe 5 or 10 of those. So
that's
that
where I
was cool.
saw you. What do you have? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that was a fun one to run. They got a cool logo. Yeah, the Tulsa Bassmaster 3 years ago. It was before Fort Worth.
Huh. Clayton, what do you have? What's yours you have?
I did have a custom one that my wife got for me, but that was on the chair that I lost. So now I just got a couple standard, just black kayak cushions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, black's definitely the best seller.
Yeah, I have a couple black ones as well, and there's different uses for them. Like, actually, we're going to talk about the 2020 the challenge here in a minute, but I actually have jeez, which way am I going? Okay, there's one. There's mine from what year is that? 2023. That was a great design.
I like that design.
Yeah. And I have a designer here too. She helps, but I kind of make my own now too. But it's upside down. But I have this one too that you made.
Yeah.
The other year, so I'm going to have the whole collection here. The next time. But I do have a black one. I got to tell you a story though. So I'm fishing in a tournament up in Omaha, and this friend of mine, he's in his kayak. And by the way, guys, I'm going to keep showing you guys his comments. They're getting ahead of me here. There's a ton of comments tonight. Real quick here, before I tell that story, these holsters are nice inside the waistband.
Yeah, so it'll go inside your waistband, and it'll go over your belt loop. Yep. Okay. So you have a point of contact there, so you don't have a strap that holds your actual carry on you. So the point you have, it'll have you a full point of contact on it.
Well, and then also another question here: will you beat the Classic again? Yes, right?
Yes, I will.
Okay, and then we're going to answer some of your questions, guys. You know what? I didn't even know you had the holster thing, and now you got all these guys asking questions about them. Get ready. I think your phone's going to be dinging with orders.
That's all. That doesn't bother me at all. We'll have an Instagram up too for it soon. I'm working on that now.
Nice. But, you've been so good to me these past few years. When I first started this, I thought, okay, if I'm going to fish for 2,000 bass, I'm going to be on my butt a long time. I got to find something that people would want to earn for being on their. Now, there's some guys that stand up in their kayak. I don't, but there's some that do. But I'm on my butt 10, 12 hours a day. And I don't know if you remember the old kayaks, there was no cushion. I mean, It was just like your butt was down there and there was nothing between you and the bottom. Well, I'm up in Omaha. I'm fishing a tournament, and Michael Thomas doesn't mind me mentioning this. He's on here, by the way, I believe. But he's fishing in his kayak, and he's sitting on his bedroom pillow with the pillowcase hanging out. I'm like, he's going to snag that thing, and something's going to go wrong. So for Christmas that year, we had a little Christmas party. I gave him one of my kayak cushions. I had an extra one. I gave him one of my kayak cushions. He loves that thing.
That's awesome.
So they make great gifts, you guys.
Yeah, it's I haven't seen the pillow from their own bed yet. I have seen some different designs though. So
yeah, but this was a regular. Oh, here we go. Here he said, "I still have that pillow." I hope you're not putting it in your kayak, Michael. But anyway, we got a lot of guests on here tonight. Thank you guys for being here. We have some announcements to make to you guys as well, and we're going to talk to Clayton and Brandon. I'm going to tell you guys, Brandon is a cool dude. I met him, like I said, several years ago, and he has been loyal to the kayak community and helped us. And he said, "What's that? No, I'm not." Laugh out. What I say? I don't even know what I said. Anyway, you literally have saved our butts, Brandon.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been fun. Success stories about it are always great. Plus those fun stories. It's enjoyable. I mean, I've said it numerous times, but it's about getting on the water. And if someone just goes and buys an inexpensive kayak, but it's expensive to you, and Hopefully, it's an upgrade you can use that is durable and will last. And I get it. Some people say they can't afford it, and I hate it. And that's why I try to run sales when I can. But
Yeah.
I don't want to sacrifice quality and durability. I mean, I could, but it kind of defeats the purpose with, someone like you who sits on the water like Clayton. If you're on the water 12 hours a day for multiple days a week,
Yeah.
it's just something's going to break down over time. So you have to.
Yeah.
So that's why it's made that way.
I'm going to tell you something, and Clayton, you know this. If you're catching 2,000 bass, you're in your kayak a lot.
Yeah.
Right? How many hours a day do you think? How many hours at a time were you in your kayak?
I mean, an average trip is 7 to 9 hours for me, I would guess.
Yeah. Wow. And same here. I mean, I did 186 trips, I think, this year out there. And people say, "Oh, you're retired." You know what, though, Brandon? I did 140 when I was working.
I was about to say, I remember when I met you, you were still teaching. You're like, yeah, I teach too. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know how you do it, man.
I don't either. I don't know how I don't even know how I believe me. You have to plan your time well. I will say that.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was going to ask you was, what did the first version of the Kayak Cushion look like?
I still have one that's outside next to my fire pit from about 7 years ago. Just seeing how long it'll go before it breaks down. It started with some really ugly Frankenstein ideas. I wanted to make as I said, the Rolls Royce of them at first, and it had straps everywhere. It was it would be a bottom and a back. They would be together like an old stadium, and they'd have straps in between it, and it had so much sewing in it. It'd been $100 in sewing by the time you broke it down. So too thin. I had it real thin at first, just playing with it, and I went with air. I went with straight foam. I tried a bunch of different gel. Gel builds up heat, causes pressure points, hurts, makes fatigue. Straight foam, it's just going to deflate, press down, and once again, you're not having any real support to keep you ergonomic, help with your spine. So this foam being with silicone and a couple other ingredients, it makes it just durable. It's like a Chegan's lures. Everyone likes those lures. They're made from silicone. It's just a durable product. It's not the cheapest, but longevity, you get what you pay for.
So now let me ask you this, though, Brandon. When you first started, when you came up with this idea, was it because you were personally dealing with the problem of your butt?
Yep, exactly how it happened. I was in a nicer paddle boat, but this was about 10 years ago, and never had a back problem. I still have never had a back problem, but I got sciatica flare up on a 2-day tourney.
Yeah.
And that second day, you could stand in that boat, but it wasn't a great stand-up boat. It was actually an old Sea Ghost from Bob. And just how your back is in that pinch on that nerve, it just lit me up. And then I bought stadium seats, straight foam. I tried a bunch of stuff. It took about 2 years of finding the right concoction to put into the foam, and then the right material, because if you got too big of holes in the mesh, the lures are catching. But it was just having a back problem from kayak paddling, no motor, paddle sitting in my lap still and not kicking. And my back was lit up. I mean, I'd go to the bank, stand up. It just nothing. I'd stretch at the ramp before it, and it just kept flaring up on me.
Well, here's a question while we're doing this. Is there any advantage to doubling up on the cushions?
Cher out of Texas, she has like 2 or 3 of them she sits on. And I have a couple of guys will hit me up for Faircloth. He fishes a bunch of tourneys.
Yeah.
I had about a 3-inch insert, because when I run the saw, the bottom cut on the foam sometimes will yield a thicker piece, and I'll just run it for people that want, bigger guys will want some extra support. So, or I've had some type of spinal injury, tailbone, and I'll tell them, and they'll say, I'll take that one. So I'll kind of R&D by customer. Let me know how you like it. If you like it, we'll do it, because I'm working on a new model right now, and hopefully I'll launch it by the end of the year. But it's going to have some more ergonomic stuff to go with it. So
I use 2 in my. I use 2. Do you use 2, Clayton, or 1?
I use 1 that I sit on and 1 for my back.
Okay, yeah,
that's the most common. I mean, that's by far the most common. I tell people start with 1, just see if you like it, and usually ends up with 2. Some people have 2 and a cush bar if they want the whole system. But You don't have to. It just depends. That's why shows are so great because you can come sit on it, try it.
Yeah.
I always have demos set up, and I'll swap them out for you. Do a firm bottom, soft back, Bertha, Cush bar with a firmness soft because I've learned I can't stereotype what someone's going to like. You
Right.
just
Right.
got
It's like kayak. Everybody has their own preference.
correct. And that is
Yeah.
it depends who you like and who's giving you free boats a lot of the time. I found out on that one too.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. But by the way, I'm not going to go there. I am not sponsored by a kayak manufacturer, Brandon.
That does not surprise me, Marty, by one chance at all.
Yeah. It's called the power of no.
I understand.
What? So, if it's anything like Z, because Z-Man has their own type of plastic, and it's a very secretive.
Yeah.
I'm sure guys have tried to duplicate it, but obviously you come up with a recipe of foam. He's gonna go get something. In the meantime, Clayton, how long you been using yours, Clayton?
The cushions?
Yeah.
I've had them about 3 years now.
Yeah, nice.
So you said Z-Man. So this was from about 3-4 years ago. So that is straight Elastec.
Really?
And that is a exact insert, as you may recognize the color. So you can see.
Jeez.
We tried. I probably shouldn't show that on here, but it's been so long. It kind of said statute of limitation. So
yeah,
you can see. I have 3 of them back here.
Did you come up with that? Did you come up with that?
So what?
Did you come up with that recipe, or did you?
We were working on an idea. Long story short, but this thing weighs about 10 or 12 pounds probably. And it's leftovers, but we're trying. The problem with this is the pressure points. It's pretty much a big gel pad, but not many people have seen this actually. I mean, but yeah, it's a Lastec one we played with the design on, and it's so heavy, man.
And you put a treble hook on that and fish for sharks with it.
It's cool because we thought about it and they were interested, and well, I love Z-Man products too. Just
by the way, yeah, I'm wearing my Z-Man hat because they're doing a January sale on their TRDs and stuff. They got a discount going, guy. You can buy TRDs for a little over $4 this month.
That's a good deal.
Get on that sale, you guys.
Yeah, exactly. But that's funny you said that because that's the exact same size as an insert for me, but it's heavy. I may when you come down here, I may have to throw it in the booth and let you see it. So
here's one there for you, and we're going to get to you, Clayton. Don't worry here. This is kind of a double feature show. How does the kayak cushion compare to the wheelchair pads?
So what you're looking at on that is similar technology. What we have is very similar to a wheelchair cushion. But with a wheelchair cushion, there's a couple of different ones. I used to put silver in it, kind of like a wheelchair cushion, because what you're looking at is like bed sores. That's what's real common about wheelchair.
Yeah.
I've actually made wheelchair cushions for vendors, so very similar. With what we're doing with ours, with the foam and the silicone, it can be used as a wheelchair cushion. So it's just you probably can't write it off on your insurance like a wheelchair cushion. But yeah, very similar aspects. Just some have more gel in it, which once again, that's for blood flow and heat buildup. It's just not practical for those hot summer days.
So what we're talking about here, guys, tonight is that Clayton and I last year spent thousands of hours in a kayak. Most of it. Did you stand up in your kayak, Clayton?
I do stand up sometimes, but I sit down quite a bit.
But we were on knees. We were on knees for thousands of hours last year. Literally, I was on this more than I was in my bed. You think about it, because there was a lot of 4-hour nights that I didn't sleep. I was out fishing instead, and the amount of abuse it takes. And by the way, I have one that's probably pretty thin now because I used it quite a bit.
Yeah.
But another thing is, Clayton, I want to ask you this: do you carry yours on your kayak all the time, or do you put it away in your vehicle after each use?
The cushions stay on the seat, and the seat comes out of the boat every time.
Oh, okay. So you take your seat out.
Yeah.
What boat are you in?
I've got a Old Town Sportsman 120 PL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I take the seat out of mine too. So that's
Yeah.
a lot of guys don't. I just always have, just for wear and tear on my seat. I've just always taken
Well,
them out.
I leave my Hobie Outback seat on the kayak, but I put the cushion inside. Lesson learned from Richie McMichael. We were actually driving to where you were at, that KBF National. And
Yeah.
we looked back at his or in his window, and he says, "Oh man, my kayak cushion's gone." He didn't tie it down good enough. But there are straps, you guys, that you can tie them down really good with.
Yeah, I've got two models on those now. So like the ones for y'all, most common is the metal anti-slip cam buckle. Everybody's familiar with. I had a lot of saltwater guys that were wanting something that'll last a little bit longer because that nickel plate salt's undefeated. So I did a plastic cam buckle, and it's durable even with the sun wear and tear. It's
Yeah.
durable because I have it on mine. Plus, people with the weight, if you're taking a battery and
Mm-hmm.
electronics, it can add any extra weight you don't have to take and always help.
Yeah. Wow. Now I use mine on when I load my links up or my kayak. I have this load system that goes on top of my truck, and there's some bars that stick up. So I put the kayak cushion on top of it, and it cushions it so the kayak doesn't hit it.
Yeah, I took some old scraps of mine from the shop, and I put it on like my bed extender. If I'm not on my
Yeah.
don't use
Oh
the
yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
wrapped it.
It's story time. Jessica Westgate has asked, "Tell them why, Clayton. What's that all about?"
I'm guessing she's talking about why I got the second set of cushions this last year, or how I went about losing my chair, which I was going on a muskie fishing trip up in northeastern Missouri. I left in the middle of the night, and when I'm on my overnight trips, I've got a Forerunner, and I have my cooler in the back, and my seat sits pretty nice on top of the cooler. So I'd stop at the gas station, get ice for my cooler, took my seat out, set it on top of the front of my kayak, put my ice in the cooler, and when I stopped about 2 hours later down the road, I realized that I had never put my seat back into the back of my truck.
Oh, no.
So I drove all the way back home, tried to retrace my steps, and I never found it.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up having to buy a new seat, new cushions. But I fished all that weekend not really sitting. I bought a $10 step stool from Dollar General on the way out there, and
DG
tried to sit on that. And it took me about 45 minutes before I ended up in the lake. So
Oh man!
not what I expected.
Did you buy a roll of duct tape with that seat in the DG?
No, I should have just gone without it. It didn't really do me any good.
Well, you're not the only one. I've lost a seat before too of a Kusa one time off the highway, and I had to buy a new one for $150, and that's a long time ago, by the way.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
No. Yeah. So anyway, I want to ask you, Clayton, what's the best way for a angler to use the kayak cushion? We haven't talked about that at all. What's the best way to use it? Or you just not Clayton? I mean Brandon and Clayton. What? Let's go with Brandon first, and then Clayton. You tell us how you use yours. But Brandon, what is the best way to use the kayak cushion?
So I'm not saying I've tried every use of it. I've tried a lot of different ways because here recently I've been going more minimal with a paddle board and then using a 20 quart cooler, and it goes underneath that and straps to it pretty well. I've been fly fishing off that for smallies. So I've been cooler, cushion, one fly box, and one fly rod. So I've been liking that. I mean, the most common with so many people in frame seats is going to be using the straps and doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But my original design was like we were talking about, was sitting in a roto molded bottom of one that is just rough. I mean, it's just tough on the back. I don't care who you are. It's
I did that for 18 years. I did that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
my butt was lower. My butt was lower than the water.
So
in the kayak. And if water gets in it, you had itchy butt all day.
And then I wanted something though, because I camp too when I fish, and having something you can even roll up as a pillow and sleep in the truck, back seat, bed of the truck, Forerunner, like you were talking about, Clayton. So I haven't found a wrong use. So many people take it from the truck. Like I keep it in the truck. I have one there, but on the long travels, they sit on it, take it out, throw it in there. Take it if it's cold like it is now. Take your hot hands, throw it between the cover. You sit on it and let the sea get warm on you. So yeah, there's not really an incorrect on it. I mean, I've seen a bunch of different ways. Paddleboard, people put their knees on it,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
but the rigid seat, the frame seat, that's most of our our audience.
Hmm, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now let's say that I had this idea. Let's say that the ramp has some algae on it, and you don't want to slip. Could you put it on the ramp and like?
You could because
Yeah.
what it's made out of will not grow mold on it. It will, like I said, I had that one outside sitting by my fire pit.
Yeah.
You could. I'd take the cover off of it if you don't want to take the cover off of it.
Yeah.
You can wash it by putting it in the top of the dishwasher, throw it in a pillowcase and throw it in your washing machine or just a water hose. I mean, it's designed to be durable and washed. You may get stains on it, but I had garlic from
Yeah.
putting garlic on some worms, and I got one real funky during July, and
Wow.
I about had to retire that one. It just didn't want to come off of it.
Wow. So I'm going to go to Clayton here for a
Yeah.
second because we want to keep him involved here because I don't want, like I was a teacher. So if I didn't talk to,
I like it.
they
Go
start
ahead.
getting drowsy on you. So, but because Clayton, I, I, I'm interested though, Clayton, because we've been doing this challenge. By the way, I don't know if you know this challenge, this Clayton, but I've been doing this challenge since 2014.
Yeah.
And not just bass, but all fish. And when I first did it, I failed miserably the first 2 years, of course. My sons got their goals. One of my sons, 75,000 shots. The other one went 450 miles. They both got their goals. I didn't. And this just drove me nuts because I'm such a goal-oriented person. The third year I made it. And then it got to the point where it was getting too easy to make it. And there was one year I moved one year and it kind of messed me up because I went from a whole different part of the state to another part. I had to find new holes and everything. But in a long story short, I was successful and it was getting easier. So I thought, I'm going to try bass. And so that's when Dwayne Wally reached out to me. He says, why don't you just make it like a national challenge? And that's when I reached out to Brandon and said, hey, I'd like to find some kind of a prize at least to shoot for. And we had 245 people that first year that were in it. And it was free. And it's a daunting task, but catch. A lot of people say, "Oh, I've caught 3,000 bass. I've caught 4,000 bass." I'm like, prove it. With me was people. I was making posts that I was catching so many fish, and they were like, "No way" and stuff. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to talk. Dwayne talked to me about it, and I said, I want to put this on Tourney X so I can prove that I did it. That's when he said, "Let's make it national." Okay. So we can prove our catches. But catching 2,000 bass is an outrageous goal. I'm going to tell you right now. It is not easy. I think Clayton, tell our people out there how easy it is.
It is not easy at all. I've done a couple of years where I kept track with like one of the crappie clickers that people keep on their boats, and that's only so accurate. Sometimes I probably would forget to click one, or I would click twice for a fish. I had a couple of years that I broke 2,000 doing that, but that is also catch the fish, unhook it, flip it back in the water, click, and try to catch another fish. This is catch the fish, put the fish on the board, get the fish to hold still, take the picture, submit the picture. It's such a tedious thing, and then to do it 2,000 times, it was a lot.
And I got a story on that too. And by the way, thanks, Tony, for that comment. I know it takes consistency to catch that many fish. I'm going to tell you. So I will tell you, and I don't know about you, Clayton, but I can actually catch a fish. But by the time from when I first get my thumb in its mouth to the photo to release in 8 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not that fast.
Right. But here's the deal, though. Joshua Booth, who's on here, by the way, he can tell you this. One time in a tournament, I submitted 2 fish in less than a minute. And he literally thought that I had submitted the same fish. And I said, look close. And I said, no, I actually released both those fish in 1 minute and took a photo and entered them. when you catch a lot of fish, you get practice.
Yeah.
So and put it in there, and people don't believe me. Like, don't you lose fish? I said, no. You just. I don't even give him chance. I don't even give that bass a chance to know he's out of the water. Just and he's back in.
It is funny how people do that. They'll say,
Yeah.
you'll see someone go to the bank and then take
Yeah.
their time, or you'll see
Yeah.
someone, boat flip a double digit and
Yeah.
just throw it on there because they just want to be in shock and don't even want to
Yeah.
That's just nuts. The two different strategies on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Now there is some. Now the bigger ones, I'm going to say this: the bigger ones, I play with them a little bit. I don't really try to get them in the boat that quick. I play with them a little bit, and then I actually have them in the water so I can take a really good photo with them.
Yeah.
For a few seconds. But normally, most of the fish I catch are back in the water within 20 seconds most of the time.
It's good for the fish too. So I mean, that's everything about it's great.
So let me ask you this too, Clayton. And by the way, Brandon, thank you for telling us. I got more questions for you on the product.
Okay.
Because if you guys don't have a kayak cushion and you're on your butt a lot, I don't care if it might be in the office. I have one down here where I work. I have one up in my office upstairs, and I have two in the truck. So they're on my butt all the time. Anyway, let's put Clayton. When you first started and you're looking at this and you're going, oh man, that's a long ways. Like when I ran college track, I never thought about what I had to go. I always thought about what I had done, for miles or for 400s or 800s, whatever we were doing. Did you ever think was there a time in the very beginning, first few months, where you're like, man, I don't know if I can get this, but I'm going to try? What was it like?
Yeah. Well, in January, I had a pretty good start, especially considering, the part of the country I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fortunate to have a power plant lake not too far away, so I can I can fish there. It's not a numbers lake by any means, but it also stayed warm enough that I'm able to fish the cold water lakes all year. But I thought I had about 100. I think it was about 150 fish by the end of January, and then I don't know. I hadn't done the competition before, and I went through and was checking my numbers, and they weren't even close to what I thought I had, and I'd already gone through and just you get so many pictures of some little fish in your phone. I'd gone through and deleted them all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had submitted them from the lake, and I don't have good service there, so I'd submitted them, and they weren't going through. They were going to my live well, and because I deleted them from my phone, I couldn't submit them anymore. So when I tried to submit it, it'd come back as an error.
Oh man!
So I had lost like 60 fish, I think, from January, and then I had, I think it was probably March or April. I just wasn't really catching the numbers of fish that I normally do, and I didn't think I was going to be able to make it. And I don't know. I thought about just stopping doing it because it was so much work doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I like multi-species fishing. I fish for a lot of different kinds of fish also, and I was kind of missing doing some of that because I was putting so much time into fishing for bass.
Mm-hmm.
But I stuck with it and just I don't know. I had a couple pretty good trips, especially towards the end of the year. It seems like the fall and early winter bites around here, we can really catch a lot of fish if you get on them.
Wow. So at what point did you think, okay, this is real, I'm going to make it?
I would say probably about October. I really felt like I had a good shot at it. And then I had there's a couple tournaments in October where I was going to be fishing for several days on Wilson and Cedar Bluff Lake. And normally you can catch a lot of fish at both of those lakes. And the fishing was awful at both of them. And that kind of drugged me back down to where I wasn't sure again. And but when I came back home and got back to fishing around home, and it really started to come together pretty good towards the end.
Nice. So David, I'm going to go back to Josh here, but David said it's difficult if you fish a lot of tournaments. You don't want to waste time measuring a fish it won't count for the tourney. He's got a good point. Did you have any issues with that, Clayton?
I did it. I was measuring fish that didn't count in tournaments and ones that I knew I didn't need, and it is tough. It's really tough, especially like the one at Cedar Bluff was the KBN state championship, so they had to be 12 inches, and I was measuring fish that I knew were 12 inches to submit, and our first day got shortened to 4 hours because of the wind. So I had 4 hours to fish on a already tough bite, and I was measuring short fish. Yeah, it's tough.
Now, here's how you get in the guys' heads. You ready for this, Brandon? This is good. I'm glad you said that, Clayton, because here's why. When you're out there measuring those short fish, what are your competitors thinking?
I know, that's what I was thinking.
They think you're not doing very good because you need those fish that you're measuring.
Well, the other part is, though, is that when you're measuring fish, you're going, oh, man, he got an upgrade. Oh, man, he got another upgrade. Because you don't hold up the 10-incher like this. You just put it down there and slide it back down to water, and then you're looking around like, anybody see me catch that? And you're like, oh, man, he got another upgrade. And then you don't post it. And then you look to see if they posted it, and no, he hasn't posted it either. So you can really use that as a strategy as well. Now, I will say, too, I was in a tournament last year where I caught 150-something smallies during the tournament. I didn't measure like 125 of them, just so you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to do well in tournaments, so it would have taken the entire day to do that. But I do keep track of what I caught in my head and add it to my other total. But for the actual total on there, it was still only 2,300. But I can guarantee you I caught over 2,800 last year of bass. It's just that I didn't. There are sometimes in tournaments, David, that we don't record them. But if it's a tough year, yeah, you've got like I'll record as many as I can every tournament, because sometimes when you're practicing before the tournament, you can't really burn stuff up. So sometimes I'll go to even a different lake and practice there and try to get some numbers that way. But generally, I'm trying to get 15 every time I go out. That's my goal. What is yours?
I try to catch as many as I can, but
okay. Here's a comment from John. I can tell you, it's tedious when you're putting 10 inches on the board during. Oh man, isn't it tough? A 10-incher is harder to process than a 15-incher. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, it is. Those are the ones that fin you all the time. Those stupid little 8 to 12 inchers flop around. I've been stabbed so many times.
Oh,
yeah. John's my fishing buddy. That we fish some boat tournaments together, and I know he gets frustrated watching me measure these fish. That there's no way that fish is a keeper, but I'm in the back of the boat measuring it, taking pictures of it.
Yeah. So if you had to narrow it down to one factor, what most contributed to catching that many fish that you caught? Because you caught 2,100, something like that. Well, here. I can put it on here. I got it right here. Just a second. Go ahead. You keep talking.
A lot of it's just I fish quite a bit. A lot of our lakes have got just lots of numbers of fish, so I caught a lot of small fish. I had my self-imposed limit of 8 inches because that's what our tournaments are around here. It's got to be 8 inches to submit. So,
can you guys see that? Can you guys see that board? There were 127 anglers, over almost 21,000 fish submitted, and I had 2,355. You had 2,149, and David Hutzel, who's on here tonight, he had 1,568. Man, he fished hard too, trying to get them. Dwayne Doroba's up north. He tried to get there. Tyler Alexander, I talked with him. This thing is tough. And the thing that I was amazed with, Clayton, is all those big fish you caught, but weren't they a lot of those caught in Texas for you?
All three of those, the biggest five, or all 5 of those biggest ones were from Texas.
Okay.
I had quite a few that were over 20 from Kansas, but none of my biggest 5 were from Kansas.
And the one thing you guys too, I know you too, Clayton, you can keep track of how many fish that you caught of a certain length during the year, what species you caught. Now this year we don't have the species on it; we just have it one bass on there. But I was able to go back in and find out my average, find out what's the most fish I caught of a certain length, and how many 20s did I have, things like that. How about you?
I didn't go through and look. I didn't even know you could do that. So
You well, you can't now because it's down.
yeah,
But you can go into manage fish and click on show all fish. It'll show every fish you caught that year.
I like. We actually had in our local group, one of the guys posted numbers on how many big fish he'd caught. He's kind of a big fish specialist.
Yeah.
He likes to throw big swim baits.
Yeah.
And how many fish over 20 inches he'd caught. And I think I figured that I'd caught 17 over 20 last year.
Nice. Yeah, I think I had 20, I think 20, 24 or something. I don't know what it was, but it's kind of fun to keep track of, and
Yeah.
on there. Okay, so here we go. The juice, Clayton. Brandon, you ready for the juice?
I was wondering how long it's going to take you.
Because number one is, Brandon, what material is your seat made out of, Brandon, before we go to the Clayton here with this?
Yeah.
What would you call that material that's made? I mean, not the outlet, the cushion part. What's it made out of? Or can you tell us that?
I mean, I can. I mean, it's because when someone asks, you want to make sure that it's no problems. But yeah, it's silicone and foam.
Okay.
It's just the process to do it is pretty tedious. But that gives you an idea of the components that go into it. Yeah. And that obviously make it firm and soft. Firm being green, soft.
Did you come up with the recipe for that?
Yeah.
Wow. It's
long time.
Huh?
Yes. It took a long time. So yeah, the insert, as y'all are familiar with, that's what gives you that grab, because the straight foam that's raw, it'll tear pretty easy. I mean, it'll give but yeah, when you're cutting it and then it gets compressed and yep.
Nice. Okay, so here's the juice. Here's the question. What lures were most productive?
There it is. I was going to ask him myself. I was just curious.
Let's go, Clayton. What's the juice?
I catch a lot of fish on a Ned rig. All the guys want to hear me say that. I don't know. I'm sure they get tired of hearing about it, but I don't understand the hate from people that don't like to throw it. I kind of feel like the point of going fishing is to catch fish, so
exactly.
Throw it catches fish.
I'll tell you what. Those guys that are making fun, I visited with this young man today. If they want to be humiliated, get in a boat with Ned Cady himself.
I've fished with one of his friends. He's the one that taught me how to fish it, and I've never been outfished so badly from the back of my own boat as I did. Ned Cady will humiliate anybody. It was probably 15 or 20 to 1 fish on a lake that I fish a lot. Yeah. And
now,
it was nonstop for 4 hours. He was just beating me into the ground with that stupid little. It didn't look like anything.
Right. Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you, I visited with Ned today. That's how I'm saying this. But Ned, we had a Nico versus Ned competition in his boat on his lake. Who won?
It was the Nico, yeah.
It won.
Yeah.
The Nico won.
I knew you were going to say that.
But it was a friendly competition because he does not like to do tournaments.
No, he's not a tournament guy at all.
But I'm going to tell you
that was on Lone Star, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on Lone Star, yeah. But I'm going to tell you something. I watched him fish and how efficient he was. Brandon, we're talking about a guy that is 90s, right?
He's in his 80s.
87. Yeah. There was one of the guys on the boat got snagged on a dock, on the other end of the dock. Ned pulled up to the ramp. There was a bar, a rail there. He jumped off the boat, like under the bar, like a gymnast. Ran down the dock, bent over way down, got that out, ran back, and jumped back in the boat. How many 80-something-year-old guys can do that?
I don't know a whole lot of 30-somethings that can still do it. So,
by the way, yeah, he doesn't need a kayak cushion. By the way,
I can tell. No, it's I always heard the guys. You'd hear a certain brand of people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to throw a Ned. I'll just throw a jig. Yeah. That's always been the. Why do you have that tied on? Why don't you just tie on a jig? It's always been.
And he never sat down. But I'm going to tell you though, that Ned, does catch fish. And and for those guys who are listening, Stephen, I use the Nico, you know that, and that's how I catch my fish. And I'm gonna have more content on that coming out soon as well. But so that was your main lure, was the Ned rig?
I used a lot of different baits. I caught a lot of them on a Ned rig. I did catch quite a few on a Nico. It's not a bait that I had fished a whole lot until this year. I started fishing it quite a bit. I wasn't a big fan of it because I lose a lot of baits fishing a Nico because they fly off a lot when you catch them. But I found that Nico hack. I can't think who makes it right now off the top of my head, but you don't lose nearly as many baits when you're using one of those. And I catch a lot of fish on the bladed jig. I make my own, and I catch a ton of fish on those too.
Mm-hmm.
And I do fish a jig a lot also.
Jig? Now I know you mentioned the geocracks, but you want something a lot cheaper that lasts even better?
I'm always for saving money, yeah.
Well, it's just like with Brandon with the plastic. I was looking for a plastic collar because the geocracks break easily. They do break.
Yeah, they will eventually. They do wear out.
So here's the juice, you guys that are listening on the Nico. And I have a video on this on the Substack. Brandon, just like you, I had to come up with a plastic that was compatible with the Elastec, that wouldn't melt the Elastec.
Yep.
So I reached out to different manufacturers until I found, I know send me samples. I got these samples, and I had all these worms with these collars on them out in the sun. Let's see what would work. And I found one that worked. And I contacted the company and I said, can you guys send me some more samples of this? So I experimented some more. Sure enough, it worked. And by the way, Russ Snyder's is the first one that came up with it. He came up with the Ace Hardware, the black heat shrink.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted a clear heat shrink, and that's why I reached out. So now I have a clear heat shrink called what? The Snyder sleeve. And we put it on the Elastec. It'll last forever on there. And you put that a little bit through your worm, a little bit through the collar. It'll stay on there pretty much all day.
Yeah, I've been using some of the black heat shrink on some of the big TRDs, and that works really well.
But here's the deal, though: the clear one doesn't mess up your colors.
Yeah,
the fish can't see it, and it works really well. So hit me up if you ever see me. I got some. I sell them on my website for guys that want to buy them, and they're super cheap, like $250 for 24 of them. That'll last you a year.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our juice, you guys. I use the bladed jig a lot too. Let's see, what's this? Jessica Westgate, CNC Custom Baits. His bait company. Who's that?
That's my wife.
No, who's the? Yeah, I know that Jessica is, but who's CNC Custom Baits?
That's my.
Your what?
The baits that I make.
Oh, you make baits. Let's see some. Oh, he froze. Oh yeah, he's gonna freeze up right when we're getting the juice of his custom baits.
Perfect timing to just be like, can't see these.
He'll get back in. So what's next for Kayak Kushion? What's next, Brandon? Tell us what's next.
That new model I'm working on, that's got a lot of time in that one. Getting ready for show season, and then trying to get, outfitters squared away for season, pre-spring, and the ones that have been with me since the beginning. I've got some new ones wanting to come on, and I'm sure, as y'all know, unfortunately, there's been a lot of bread and butter shops that have been around forever that they just didn't make it the past couple of years, or the kids didn't want to run it. So, getting ready for show season, making inventory, trying to launch new products. But yeah, the new model, when I get one, I'll send you one, Marty, and let you RMD it. So yeah.
Let's see. Okay, wait a minute. Did you make blade baits?
Bladed jigs, yeah.
Blade jigs. You give me, who's the one that gave me one down in Kansas at one time? Was that you?
It was probably one of mine, yeah.
It was live rubber, living rubber, green pumpkin.
It's possible, yeah, because I make living rubber and I make silicone ones.
Yeah. And
It's time for bed.
Oh, that's my wife. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Wait a minute, Clayton. We got to go back here. Did when you were making those, was there a problem with Z-Man when you started making them? Were you that guy?
No, I didn't have any problem.
Okay.
I didn't wasn't making direct connect ones.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
when the patent was still
Yeah.
going.
Somebody down in Kansas gave me one there. He's going to get one. He's going to show us. So, by the way, I'm tinkering with that too right now, trying to make some, see what it looks like. What do you got there?
Oh, these are actually Stonies.
Stoney, he's on here.
Yeah, he's already paid me for them. They just
Let's see what Stoney's going to use.
they haven't made it to him yet.
I got some more comments that I got to get up here too, real quick. We'll get one up while you're getting those. Oh, I make my own NACO. Clayton makes his Neds. You think they know it? Oh, maybe. I don't know if I know what I'm doing, but I use the NICO a lot. I just know that fish love to bite it.
Yeah, there's
What's the BHW? Is that it? BHW?
big head wobbler is what I call them.
Oh, big head wobbler.
That one's got the
Nice.
gold blade on it.
Yeah. So is it a direct connect?
These ones aren't. I make direct connect ones also, but I just never wanted to mess with
Yeah.
the whole Z-Man
Yeah,
thing.
I know. Yeah. I've been messing around making some stuff, jigs and bladed jigs, stuff like that too. But they're just for me to try to experiment, just to say I caught a fish on something I made, on there. The same with the Nico heads. Yeah, I make my own Nico heads, and they're going to be actually Logan Greeno, who's going to be set up down at the Classic. He's going to have our Nico heads down there with him to sell. And it's every day. I don't know about you, but every day I get orders for Nico heads.
Yeah, right now it's not so much, but once I want to be fishing too, that's when everybody wants to order.
Yeah,
right.
It's usually right before I'm about to go on a trip or something, and somebody wants them last minute.
Nice. There's the Code Blue Big Head.
It's a solid blue one. That's one of my most productive ones. It's blue blade, blue head, blue skirt.
Wow.
And it is a fish catching machine. I don't know why.
Okay, well, when we see each other, we got to do some trading. See what we can do with that.
Anytime you get like the green, that greenish algae bloom colored water, that bait is a killer.
Blue. What kind of trailer?
You can put a black and blue trailer on it. I usually put something sapphire blue. I've got a stockpile of sapphire blue pit bosses I put on the back of it, or Havoc devil spears.
Wow. Okay. How much of catching as many fish as you caught came down to efficiency instead of just making perfect casts and things like that? What tell me about that. Like when you're catching a lot of fish, because you got to catch a lot of fish in this. Mm-hmm. Did it come down to I got to make that, or you just started casting and just catching them?
No, it's really a lot like tournament fishing, but it's all day long, every day. I think. Yeah. I'm not spending a lot of time on areas that I don't think are going to be productive, or it's a lot of what I call high percentage areas. It's what I look for in a tournament. I'm not going to be, when I'm going in between my spots, I'm not going to slow down and fish this area just to see what's there. I'm going to the next spot that I am really sure is going to have fish. So I'm trying to maximize my time on the water and spend as much time in that high percentage water that I think I'm going to be catching fish.
Same here. Same here. Yep. Okay. So, oh, is that oh, somebody's got something on. I don't know. You got a screen on somebody? Okay. Never mind. All right. So, I want to, Brandon, are you doing okay? I know you're ill. Are you doing okay?
I think my battery's actually dying on me, man. So I'll probably have to take some Sudafed, not Dayquil or NyQuil. And
okay, what's the next show where he can see you?
I'll be up at East Tennessee for NA booth one of the days, but Bassmaster, that's the next one. But before that, I'll be in Cartersville, Georgia at the NOE down there. So that'll be the next one. Be in February.
All right. And So anyway, I want to thank you for coming. I hope, Brandon, this is productive for you. I think a lot of people learned some stuff about the seat cushion.
Hey, yeah, man, I appreciate it. And Clayton, I'll get shoot me your address. Just send me a message, man. I appreciate it, and I may have to order that blue setup since you let that secret out of the bag.
Yeah,
So,
my youngest just ran one down to me. It's
Whoa,
dude,
real.
that
I'll
is
take
a
it by the
that
camera.
is
That
good.
one has been worked
that's
over,
awesome.
but yeah, they're
That
just solid blue all over, and I don't know. I don't know what the fish see, but they see something that they should eat.
Well, you're about to have a bunch of orders probably after this goes on all the pages. So,
The biggest bass I've caught in a kayak tournament. That's what I caught it on.
pretty sweet, man.
so. How much are they?
They're $7. That's a wire tied skirt with a wire tray keeper.
Okay, I'll be talking to you.
Yeah, I think I will have to on that one too. So,
Yeah, I just want to see what they do. That's kind of cool. Okay,
yeah.
Poor Stony, Clayton. Look at Clayton. Okay, Stony, the cat's out of the bag now, buddy. This is why we do podcasts, Stony.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
If you guys want to see some juice too, go to Darren Windle's podcast, man. There is some juice on that one. Wyatt Hammond, he's got Wyatt Hammond for a sidekick now, and Wyatt Hammond, is a guru. Just so you guys know. And then everybody's thanking you, Brandon, for the kayak cushions, and we want to
Well, I
thank
appreciate
you. And I want to thank you personally, Brandon, for all the support you've given us on this. It's an incredible challenge, and the odds are of making it are pretty tough. So hopefully you won't have to make 200 next year.
Hey man, if it keeps people on the water and it keeps it the fun environment that it is, man, it's cool.
Yeah.
And like you said, we get a shot at one. So
Yeah.
one's Clayton, one's yours, and yeah, I have no problem with it all, man. It's
Yeah.
you supported me all these years, so at least I can do Marty and Clayton. It was good chatting with y'all, and look forward to doing it again. And thanks everybody for the questions. If you need anything, just contact me directly. I run everything, so you'll be talking to me, and look forward to hearing from you.
All right, man. Thank you, and I'll see you down there. I'll be down in May to the 10. I'm in the
All right, man.
So
Yeah, well, I'm right next to Chickamauga Dam, so just give me a shout.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right, man. Take care.
All right, I'll take care. Good night.
Bye. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, let's see here. I don't know how to do this here, but let me. There we go. Okay, now I can separate this a little bit. Okay, Clayton, real quick. Let me get that out. We want to do a couple more things here because I got some announcements and stuff you might be interested in. I don't know, maybe. Okay. But I lost my comments. Here we go. Anyway, not that lure you just showed. There's a lot of people that are watching this that are probably going to contact you. Do you know that? Are you ready to make some more?
Oh yeah, I got plenty more to make.
Do you mold the heads?
Yeah, I pour them and tie them.
Wow.
Do everything myself.
Now, do you do that little secret where I've been using a quick clip in the head itself to join the hook and that together, and I'm using those giant hooks.
I mean, it's a big hook. It's a 6/0 hook that I put on mine. So
yeah, mine's a 5/0. Okay, yeah, and it's a straight shank.
This is a jig hook, 6/0 jig hook.
Okay, wow, it's interesting to compare these things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The direct connect ones I make they're just an inline hook, like a spinnerbait hook.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Those are a 6/0 also.
Wow. All right, here we go. One more question on the fish before we go to these announcements. Do you intentionally fish for numbers sometimes, or do you give up the big fish? You ever done that?
I think some of the lakes I go to, they don't have as many big fish. So I kind of know when I go to them, I don't have the chance to catch as good of an opportunity to catch big fish. They're still there,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I'm kind of to the point of where I've caught enough fish that I don't really like going places where I'm only going to catch little fish.
Mm-hmm.
So I try not to do that if I can avoid it. But if I don't have a lot of time, the lakes by my house don't have a lot of bigger fish. So I go out there. I know an 18 incher is about as good as I'm going to get.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
uh, those times, I'm just going out to have fun and catch fish. So
Hmm.
I know most likely it's going to be a lot of those 12 to 14 inches that I'm catching.
Now, okay, how about this though? And some of the guests might be aware of this or know of this. Do you think that going after this many fish in a year, over 2,000 catches, does it help you become a better angler?
You're still fooling over 2,000 fish in a year.
Mhm.
That's a lot of bites.
Mhm.
And we've all had those days where, man, a 12 inch would be great. If I could just get one 12-inch bite, that'd be great. Well, now you're trying to
Yeah.
get 2,000 of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely can help you be a better angler to go out there and just get that many bites.
Yeah. And it's addictive, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's. I
Yeah.
mean, I was going before work when I'd have 10 minutes before work just to make a few casts off the bank to try to catch a couple more to put on the board. So
Wow. Wow. Well, I got a couple announcements here. Number one is the prizes. Those that are in the 2026 challenge, there was an email that went out tonight, and it described some of the newest things that we're offering. And Clayton, I'm sorry these weren't offered last year, but guess what? It kind of grew from last year, the interest. And today we were at 166 anglers. And last year we had 127 total. We are still in the middle of January, already have 166. We're going to reach 200. There's no doubt.
yeah, probably.
And it's not about the number of anglers to me as much it is that everybody in it has a good time and gets out and is inspired to fish more. I hope this challenge didn't burn you out last year. You know, because I still wanted to fish in December. I was like, I want to get some more.
Yeah,
Did it feel like the pressure was off though for yourself when you caught it?
yeah,
You know,
yeah. And I, I stopped. Uh, I was still measuring some of them, but the 10 and the 10 and 11 inches started just going back in the water. If it
yeah,
wasn't a little bit better quality fish, I wasn't putting it on the board.
yeah, nice,
My hands were too cold on those some of those December trips and November trips.
yeah. Now I wear some gloves too. Now, so here's the deal. This year, Clayton, guess what? We have the kayak cushion, which if you're going to get this, you're going to get one of these in the mail. You're going to give him your address. He's going to give you one. And I guarantee you're going to be proud of that. And I when I have mine on my kayak, they go, "What's that all about?" And some people don't believe I caught. In fact, even on the social media, I still have guys saying that we did not catch that many fish. I said, just go check it out. They're all submitted. And
Yeah,
by the way, this year Joshua Booth is judging every single fish. So, so far he is. I don't know if that's going to last. We'll see. I told him, but he give it thimbles for his fingers. But every fish is judged, and it's just to keep, just kind of let people know if they're. It helps people practice with, putting fish on a board and taking a picture
yeah,
for their tournaments. But what we're doing is we have the kayak cushion, Trash Panda decals for anybody that makes it. Anybody, a $50 gift card to Trash Panda if you catch 2026 bass, and they're submitted and judged. We have a drawing. Oh wait, another prize if you made it. There's another prize if you make it, I think. Anyway, if you make it, there's a kayak, a new canoe, unlimited 10 being given away, and a KBF lifetime membership that's worth $650. Those two prizes are in a drawing for instance, last year it would have been a drawing between us two
yeah,
to win those, but you have to be a KBF member to win those.
hmm
So if somebody makes it and they're not a KBF member, it rolls down to the next person, or that person's not going to be in that drawing. We also have another drawing that it's going to be announced in the email, or it was in the email. Oh, Steve Billington, I've heard of that guy. Uh, that by September 30th, if you have 1,210 there's a drawing for an SUP 1210 Sea Eagle inflatable. It's a pretty nice little boat.
Yeah.
And so anybody who reaches 1210 by September 30th, we have a drawing in October for that boat, of which you also have to be a KBF member to get that. So I'm working with KBF on that. I have some other stuff in the works I can't mention right now that might happen for anybody that makes it. I can't remember if I got even any. There's so much happening, you guys, on this that I can't even keep up with what's happening. I'm running an expo in 2 weeks, and I've been trying to get that all done. We have some of the Kansas guys are coming up, Clayton. You should, man. How far are you from Omaha? Let's say Omaha.
It's about 3 hours.
Okay, so it'll be 2 hours to here.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Okay, so man, you could sell some lures here.
Yeah, I actually started. I put a bunch of them together to bring up there, and because they were going to get a table, and I don't know what happened to them. I had a whole shopping bag full of them, and
No,
they're gone. I don't know what happened. Somewhere, I don't know if they got thrown out or what happened, but they're nowhere to be found. I've turned our house upside down looking for them.
Stone. Has Stone been to your house?
His couple $1,000s worth of baits, and I cannot find them.
Oh my gosh, they got to be somewhere.
I'm guessing they're at the landfill.
Okay. Oh man, did you? Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to get to Stephen here in a second, but is there the Kansas kayak anglers are going to have a table there?
Yeah,
you're welcome to join at that table if you even got a few, man. Or take orders there, man. Bring up some demos and take you. I'm going to tell you right now, Clayton, you'll sell 1,000 of them there.
Yeah,
and there's no cost. You're with the table already. Join those guys. So, oh man, that's horrible. I wish you could, if you can make it up here, man, because we could do some trading too, or I could buy some from you, whatever. But anyway, the stickers, yes, you can earn this year. You can earn a decal for catching 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and of course all of them. And then we have a decal. I just sent one out today to Ryan Thompson in South Carolina, who's already caught 5 over 20 already. Unreal.
That's a good start.
Yeah. So we've got that. We've got those stickers. We got 10 over 20. And then Steve Billington said you probably threw it away thinking it was trash. You think that's true?
I'm afraid that I was cleaning out our deep freeze, and I threw some stuff out in there, and it was all in kind of like shopping bag type stuff, and I think it might have gone out with some of that.
Oh man,
what I'm afraid might have happened.
Jeez,
but I
would be heartbroken, man. You probably are.
Yeah, there was a ton of bladed jigs and all kinds of different jigs, Ned rig heads, shaky heads, swinging football heads, just everything. Spinner baits, all kinds of stuff.
Wow. I didn't even ask you, what do you do for a living besides making lures?
I'm actually a deputy sheriff. I've done that for 18 years.
Wow. So you, like when you're sitting in your car waiting for somebody to speed by, do you make lures in your car?
Yeah. I've done some of it at work. Yeah.
I can believe that. I mean, you got downtime, right?
Sticking those little eyes on the jig heads takes forever.
Yeah.
So I used to take them to work, and I would just, if I had some downtime, I'd just stick the eyes on the jig heads while I was.
There you go. Yeah. And that's pretty cool, man. Okay. Steven Sturgeon said, let's go to the landfill. Treasure hunting. They take some time to put together, huh?
Yeah.
Got it. That's horrible.
It was hundreds of hours worth of work, and
man,
a lot of money and materials, and it was I don't know, maybe they'll turn up somewhere, but it's been a month now and no, they haven't been found, so I'm guessing they're gone.
All right, we're gonna end here pretty quick because I know you got kids and probably there too, and we'll end up pretty quick. My question though is, for someone that's never done this challenge and they see it for the first time, what's one thing you would recommend?
Uh, just have fun. It's just like when you get into kayak tournament fishing too. Just go out and have fun. If you don't, you know,
Mhm.
maybe you don't make it your first year, just go out, try to have fun, try to learn from it, and and don't make it too difficult. Don't stress out about it. Uh,
Mhm.
it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be
Yeah.
work. It's not supposed to be a job.
Mhm.
Uh, that's the same way when people ask me about kayak tournaments. You know, you want to get into a kayak tournament. Well, don't expect to go and win your first one. It's not a big deal.
Right.
Just go, ask your questions, meet the people that you're going at. I used to fish boat tournaments, and I've enjoyed the kayak tournaments so much more than I enjoyed boat
Mhm.
tournaments because the people that I've met have been just all great people, and uh, it's just been such an enjoyable experience all around because it's just so much more of a laid back atmosphere, I think. But
Mhm. Mhm. Anyway.
that's my kids' questions when we go fishing, and I how many fish do you want to catch?
Yeah.
I tell them I want to catch a couple more fish, and they say, "Well, how many fish do you want to catch, Dad?" And I say, "I want to catch all of them."
Yeah. You know what I do with I substitute teach every like 2 or 3 times a month just to be connected with the schools, and I'll go in there and they go, Mr. Hughes, or they call me the fishing guy. How many fish did you catch last time? And I go, 6 or 7.
Yeah,
I
I
have a class with that one.
yeah, I got two boys, and they're 9 and 12. So that anytime I accidentally say 6 or 7,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they go nuts. They go
gosh,
nuts. And
yeah,
then I'm gonna have fun this next year because I turned 67.
yeah,
We're gonna keep it going.
yeah.
Yeah.
My oldest, he's got his little Hobie that he fishes out of, so he'll be inheriting one of my kayak cushions for his Hobie, so he can have
Nice.
a cushion to sit on.
There you go. And then, by the way, I want to say the expo is January 31st, you guys. We have a full house, 27 tables right now. We have 22 kayaks entered for the kayak show. Somebody's going to win a Malone trailer in a drawing, a brand new Malone. We're going to put it together Saturday. I'm having a kayak build party in my garage Saturday. So we're gonna have fun putting together. They'll help me put. It's my outback looks like this scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz right now, and, tattered on the floor or whatever. So we're gonna get that fixed, and we're gonna build that Malone trailer, give that away. But if you guys want to see some good fishing, hunting stuff, the expo coming up in Auburn starts at 9 a.m. We have seminars all day going on. There's a chili cook-off. We have 11 contenders already. We have cinnamon rolls. Where else can you get a $5 all you can eat chili, cinnamon rolls, and a bunch of other stuff for $5? You can get at that expo that day. And then if you haven't seen Clayton, have you seen my spreadsheets yet?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, they're on my feed, you guys. I was hoping that some of the clubs would share them on their site because I don't like to go spamming other people's sites. They can share if they want. But I made a spreadsheet of all the local events: Missouri, Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska. I do it every year, and you can see the dates, how they line up, or where you want to fish. Some guys want to fish every weekend, so you can see which ones will be compatible with your schedule. And so you can click on that, and eventually each name of each tournament has a link to the tournament itself. Well, let's have you guess. How many tournaments do you think there are in those 4 states this year, just in series alone? That's not counting weeknights. It's not counting the major ones like the All American. This is just counting trails. How many do
Oh
you think there are?
gosh, I have no idea. There's so many tournaments anymore.
Yeah. Just give me a general guess, just to see what you're thinking.
Just individual tournament
Individual
days.
tournaments based on the trails between Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, and Nebraska.
How many weekends? Uh, let's say 120.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot. It's actually about half that, 59.
yeah.
But that's not counting. That's not counting like Moyak's additional series. It's just counting their.
Okay, yeah, I was.
So in a way, you're correct because if you counted all the weeknight league nights and the side tournaments, yeah, there's probably over 100.
Yeah, there's so many little weeknight and jackpot tournaments and
Yeah, yeah. Now, if we had a contest night and David winning a prize, you would win, David, because you were just about right on 60. It actually is 60, I think, because one of them I didn't put on because I didn't know if they were going to have a championship, but I think they are. So there is about 60 tournaments. So using these spreadsheets will help you determine where you want to go, maybe for your local tournaments. And there's national trails, stuff like that. So, but again, we have the expo coming up. Don't know when we'll be on here next. Probably pretty soon. But man, Brandon, I didn't expect to hear about this secret lure tonight. That was pretty cool. I didn't even know you made lures.
yeah, I've been doing that for a long time. I started doing it when I was a teenager. I started making baits and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I've probably got close to 30 different molds,
Yeah.
and just a big workbench out in my garage that
Mm-hmm.
is covered with all different kinds of hooks and lure parts.
Yep. We're
It's
from the same
mess.
block, I think.
Yeah, it's all a mess, but I know where most everything is except for the bag of all my baits that I made with all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I painted out a couple hundred tonight because it seems like the more I make, the more that go out the door the next day,
Yeah,
you know? And but it's fun making them and people love them. And and you have a lot of pride when you make your own, don't you?
yeah. No, I really enjoyed getting pictures and stories from people that
Yeah.
catch fish on my baits.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Well, I want to thank you for being on here because, like I said, you are the only other person that's ever reached this goal. And and I'm going to make a little chart of all time guys that have made this on there. And did you have your plaque handy? Is it there?
I don't. It's up in my garage right
Okay.
now.
Okay. Your wife won't let you bring it in the house, will she?
I've got to find space for it out in the garage right now. I've got kind of burned up all the wall space out there.
Wow. Oh, here's a big question for you. Do you have any pull with the KKA?
I'm not one of the directors or anything, no, but there's a couple of them that are on here. They were. I don't know if they still are.
And I know what his question is already. It says, congratulate. The question is, I'm sure, is that one of your events is the same weekend as the All American, and he wants to fish your event. So do I, but we're fishing the All American, and so it hasn't been an issue in the past, but it would be nice, but you don't have to fish all of them, I know. So, yeah, look at that, you guys. He got his plaque. Now I don't have mine yet. David is, but he's bringing it up to the show. He's going to be at the show, you guys, the expo, the guy that makes them. So that's pretty cool. Were you surprised by that?
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that at all.
That's cool. Well, I love surprises because I'm one of those. I'm one of those under promise guys and over deliver. I try to be that way. But this year, let's hope that those prizes show up for the 2026. I think they will. We are going to put a disclaimer. It takes 4 to 6 weeks to get those prizes delivered.
Yeah,
because companies, they have to.
I do know with the KKA tournaments that if you're fishing a tournament on the same lake, you can fish one with KKA a year without being a KKA member.
You can fish what?
You can fish one KKA tournament a year without being a KKA member.
We want to be members. We're going to be members. I'm fishing a lot.
Yeah, then it's no big deal at all. But you can fish one a year without being a member.
Yeah. No, his question is, he wants to fish that one the same weekend as the All American, but it's the same weekend as the All American.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he should be able to double dip, no problem.
No, the All American's at a different lake.
Oh, it's at a different lake. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it's all the same body of water.
No, you guys are on Melbourne, and the All American's on Truman the same day.
Oh, Yeah.
So that's going to happen. And
Yeah.
and I think yours. How many do you have to do to qualify for your AOI?
It's the best 4.
That's 4. Oh, that's not bad. So David, you can fish a few there. I just want to go because I fished with you guys once last year and had a great time at Prairie Lake.
Yeah, they're all fairly local to
Yeah,
this area. We don't have Wilson or Cedar Bluff this year, so there's not a bunch
yeah,
way out west this year.
yeah. David, you just want to go down and fish with Ned. I know that. So
I used to run into Ned fairly often on the water, but I haven't lately.
okay, here's another announcement, you guys. There's a lot of people still on here, by the way, and I hope I'm not taking up your time with your family here, Clayton.
Nah, I think my kids are probably already asleep for the night.
Oh, well, anyway, real quick here, because sometimes these podcasts get going, man. Another announcement: Ned Katie has agreed to. We're gonna have we have a guys. We have a Monday night league here. It's free for kids and adults. Monday night, 2 kids can team up. A kid and adult can team up, but 2 adults cannot team up. And we have AOI. It's a free league. It's like 3 hours every Monday. We have 4 different lakes that we fish. But this year, we not only have a drawing for a lifetime fishing permit for a kid, we've given away 2 already. This year, we're giving away another one. But we're also going to have a drawing to fish with Ned Katie. So 2 of our kids, 12 and under and a 13 and 19, are going to get to fish with Ned Katie this summer after we get done. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
They're going to go away from there going, I mean, when they first go up, they're going to say, what's this guy know about fishing? They're going to find out.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anything like it. And then, that's not all, you guys. Another drawing for 2 more youth out of our club. It's not really a club. I'm not really into club stuff, although the KBF. I mean, I just don't like to have memberships. So there's no membership for our stuff. It's all free. They're events. We're going to have a drawing for 2 more to fish with the Husker Bass team on their boat this summer. So we have 4 kids that are going to get to fish, a lifetime fishing permit. Who doesn't sign up for that?
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
And by the way, for each event you fish, your name goes in the hat. So if you fish all 5 times plus our state championship we run, that's 6. You get 6 chances in the hat. And that's usually who wins too, is a person that has chances on there. And Patrick Sims said, "Oh yeah, Patrick's on. I know, he's my neighbor." The kids have a blast. They fight. There's reservations for my kayaks. There's so many kids that want to use them. And the other thing is you can fish from boat, bank, or kayak. And we have a side division of panfish. You can also go for panfish. We give away poker chips each week to the winners. And we give away a bag of tons of lures that people donate. And then we have a bunch of fishing rods and reels too. People donate. So, Stony Floyd made a nice comment here. Famous because he does so much local. One of the best. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. You know what? Real quick, Clayton. I just want you to know, because I know you're a police officer as well, and you're serving that way, and appreciate that. But as a kid, I didn't have much, and I struggled to find my own fishing stuff. But I want to give back in a way what I didn't have. You know what I mean? And the other thing is, you meet a lot. I know you meet a lot of those kids out there that literally their world is crushed, and there's not much hope there. And we got to give those kids hope, and that's one reason why I was an educator. With those kids. So go ahead, there. What were you say? You're cutting out. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Anyway, that's my mission, is to and just to make things better. And so we get a lot of those kids that, sometimes they are struggling, but this is their one thing where nothing else matters in the world. They can go out and fish.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's my mission. Thanks, Tony, for that. With that, any other things you want to say, Clayton? Any shout outs or anything like that?
No, I'd like to shout out to my family for being there for me and
Yeah.
kind of support me through chasing my little goals and dreams that I like to do while I'm out there on the water.
Yeah.
You want to come over here, bud? Here's one
Yeah.
of them right
Who's
here that I thought
Yes.
was.
Who is that? Who is that?
This is Finn.
Oh my gosh, Finn,
I've got Lake and Finn.
Lake, and Finn.
Yeah,
That is so cool, Finn. That's pretty neat,
he's a
man.
pretty good little fisherman when he decides to go do it.
That's pretty cool, Finn. Does he like kayak fishing?
He's been it. I took him out in it for the first time this last year. He rode in the back of mine. He thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, Finn. What's your favorite fish to catch?
I don't really have a favorite fish to catch. I just like to catch fish.
The drug is in the tug.
Yeah.
He usually catches all the smallmouth when we go fishing. Yep. He has the he's got the knack with the Ned rig, putting it out there and
nice
getting it in front of the smallmouth.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, Finn, we wish you the best this year. Hope to see you sometime there, and I'm sure we'll see you on the lake sometime fishing. Well, with Lake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his big brother's already done a couple little tournaments, kayak tournaments. I think he got 7th in one of them. He did
nice.
Caught the 3rd biggest bass in the tournament. He did really well.
That was against other kids or adults?
That was against adults. That was against.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
I was fishing in that tournament too. I won that one, and he got 7th.
And how much money?
That's pretty cool.
I don't remember.
I got to tell you guys, the first tournament we offered was 2004. It was 9 species. You had a piece of paper with a checklist on it, and you went out and you marked off and you caught them. My son was like 8 or 9, and he won that tournament.
Yeah.
But we had a youth division and but he won the youth division. But he had the most species of all those guys. And of course, he was in my kayak, but he did all the fishing, and he just marked me, catch me, take a photo, but we didn't have any like we had the old digital cameras back then.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have to prove them. You just checked it off, and then the next year, of course, there's so much stuff that progressed through time, and now it's like nuts how good this technology's become.
Yeah.
But Finn, thanks for being on here. Your dad is an incredible angler, as he is the only one in the nation, besides Kayakjak, to catch over 2,000 bass in a year.
Wow.
That's quite an honor. That plaque he's got, do not put it in the fireplace.
Obviously.
That means a lot, man. But you can tell your friends at school that he's caught, a lot of bass. A lot of bass.
Yeah.
Did you do it 2025?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But I haven't seen his name on 2026 though yet. What's going on there, Clayton?
How many fish has he caught? Are you doing the 2026 challenge?
I haven't signed up for it.
Well, sign up for it. It's anywhere we what?
Listen to that. Look at that. This gets after it. That's good. I didn't start till March last year.
Yeah.
Stony Flea's a stud. That's awesome, man. Finn, I love your attitude, man. You keep us all going. That's awesome.
Yeah. You won the last fishing derby you fished in, didn't you?
Yeah.
For your age group.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. We need to get more kids out there like you guys doing this, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish you could come up to the expo. I really do. If you're on.
Yeah. I could probably get up there. I imagine I might be able to drag John up there too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We'd love to have you there, and man, bring a couple of those blue bombers with you.
Yeah,
at least show them off, because you could take names. I'm serious. I know you lost a lot of them, but you'd have a chance to replenish with what you would sell. So on there, as far as that goes. But anyway, we appreciate you being on. And anything else?
I don't think so.
Well, congratulations on catching 2025. Stony fly. We're going to keep going on. Stony's not giving up.
No.
He's not giving up. But anyways, thanks for being on here. And thank you guys for being on, all the people that watched tonight. We'll have this recorded on YouTube and podcasts. Every podcast out there, it goes on. I'm sure people are going to want to watch that video when we mentioned the blue baits, and they're all congratulating you. By the way, people don't realize how tough this challenge is until they try it.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, it was real difficult.
I want to go back real quick before we go. There was one year, 2015, I think. I needed 41 fish on December 31st. And it was iced over. A friend of mine took me to a pond, drilled some holes. I caught 41 green sunfish that day to reach the challenge. I was out, and a week before that, I was in a blizzard on the lake, and the ice was forming as I was on the lake trying to catch the fish, crappie. That was just multi-species. And then last year, of course, I caught my 2024th, I think on like December the 18th or 17th. I don't know. In there. So some years it gets tough.
Yeah.
Depends. Cool. All right. They're saying all kinds of compliments here. Thank you guys. Thanks for being on here. And we'll let you guys go. Finn, get some rest. You got to go to school tomorrow, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you do.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Friday.
We got a 3-day weekend too.
All right. Okay. All right, man. You guys take care. Thanks. And I'm going to play some music and we're going to get out of here. All right.
Welcome to Conversations with Kayakjak, the podcast where we dive deep into the exhilarating world of kayak